Hi, welcome back to Chris Cook for YouTube. Tonight we're going to be doing the sweet potato pies. I wanted to get it in the last segment, but I couldn't because the greens taken so long. So now I'm going to get started early because there's a couple of things that I do want to tell you. So we have, for the sake of time, I've already started to clean my sweet potatoes, and I just want to show you how I do that. Okay, I take 2 forks. And I go down. Now these sweet potatoes, as you know, I was boiling them last night. And once I clean it, I just take the back of the fork and just scrape down. And then I release the peel on both sides. And it should easily clear. If your potato's done, it'll fall right away. Then I roll it one time to make certain that the bottom is clear. Once it's clear, I just take it, get that little piece away from it, okay. I just take it and then I put it down into my mixing bowl. That I'm not going to put in anyway, so I'll just bring it back. Okay, now I'm going to start the mixer to going, and I'm going to beat this. I don't put anything else inside of this bowl, and the reason for that is because I need to clear out the strings that get into sweet potatoes. So I put only, yes I did, I put one little, I think it was 1 tablespoon of butter. Now I'm going to pretty much do this from just knowledge. I can't really tell you ingredients because I've been doing it. I can tell you ingredients, but I can't tell you measurements because I've been doing it for so long. Okay, it's been a long time that I've been making sweet potato pies. So I'm going to let this beat for just about a minute, and I want to show you something. Okay, now as you can see, this is beating around, and what I'm going to do is stop it, take my beater off, pat it down, and the leftover that you see on the mixer, that is strings. And you don't want strings in your sweet potato pie. So I'm going to take the strings over to the sink. And you have to clean them for about 4 times. And I'm going to rinse off my beater. I'll be right back. And once I get this rinsed off to clear off the strings, then I'm going to put it back into the mixer and start it back again. Now, I'm going to need to do that, like I said, about 4 times in order to get all of the strings out of the sweet potato mixture. So I'll put this back on, take it back down, and I'll do it again. So I'll continue to do this, and when I get through doing this, then I'll come back and I'll show you the rest of the procedure. Okay, I'm back, and I've pretty much gotten all the strings out. So I'm going to clean it one more time, but I'm going to clean it at the very end. So this is the sweet potato mixture with just nothing in it but 1 pad of butter. And that was just to loosen it up so I would be able to clear the strings from the sweet potatoes. Now to that, I'm going to add 1 stick of butter. I have 4 sweet potatoes. I'm pretty sure it's 4 or 5, but I think it's 4. Let's see, 3 sweet potatoes will make 4 pies. So I have 4 sweet potatoes. So I just added the butter, and now I'm going to slowly add sugar. Now, like I said, I can't tell you measurements, but I'm pretty sure it's about 1.5 cups. And really, you can taste it because you know how sweet you want your sweet potato pies to be. And just make it slightly bit sweeter than what you would normally want to eat. Because when it bakes out, it's going to bake out to be just like you want it. You don't want to undersweeten. And I am going to taste this and try to see where we are as far as the sugar is concerned. Now, I don't really have a preference of how to put sugar, eggs. I don't have a preference on that because it pretty much works out the same way. The only thing that I am certain about when I put in is when I put in my my flavorings. To that, I'm going to add three eggs one at a time. I'm going to allow that egg to beat in. Once I think it's beaten in, then I'm going to add another egg, and then I'll add the last egg. I'll add one more. Now I like real custardy sweet potato pies. I want mine to be real custardy. So what I'll do is I will allow this to beat. And it will not be overbeating, but it will beat a good 8-10 minutes. My last egg. Now to that, and I'm certain about this, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of flour. And it's not overbeating. I know you see it's beating and beating, but it's not overbeating. Now, some people do add their flour to the mix and just, to the milk, and then they just pour it in. And sometimes I do it that way too. But today, because my potatoes are warm and because I'm going to beat it for so long, I'm not really worried about the lumps because they won't be there. I did get a little bit of splatter. I'm not worried about that as well. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I pretty much perfected this. Alrighty, and as you can see, it's still staying smooth and creamy. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, now if that looks like it's not enough for me, then I'll add some more. Like I said, I don't know the measurements on this because I just do it. It's so second nature until I just do it. I'm going to also add a teaspoon of nutmeg. And it's just beating and beating, but my sweet potato pies are, they're fantastic. So now I use carnation milk, and I pretty much use carnation milk in a lot of stuff because I like the way it velvetizes. So I'm going to add carnation milk. And because I have 4 sweet potatoes, I'm going to use every bit of it. So that's 1 can. And I'm going to allow that to beat for a few minutes. Now, I'm going to add just a little bit more sugar. And then I'm going to taste. While it's continuing to beat. I need a little bit more sugar. So that's in. Now I'm going to add my vanilla flavor. This might be about a tablespoonful. And to that, I'm going to add a half a tablespoonful of lemon juice. So, I'm sorry, that's lemon flavor. So, whatever you put in, when you're doing this, when you put in your vanilla flavor, if you put in, say, a tablespoon of vanilla flavor, then put in a teaspoon of lemon flavor. So you would half it and take it lower with the lemon ratio. So if it's a teaspoon of vanilla flavor, then it would be a half teaspoon of lemon flavor. And of course you taste. I can pretty much do this in my sleep. And that's good right now, but I am going to add some more cinnamon. And that works out to be probably about a teaspoon and a half. And I'm going to add some more nutmeg. And I'm going to taste it one more time because I think we're there. That is good. Alrighty, now I'm going to let this continue to just beat for about another 5 minutes. And then when I come back, I'll be ready to store this. I'm going to store this for, I'm not going to bake my pies until Thanksgiving Day. So all of the spices that I just put in and everything that I just put in, it has a chance for the flavors to just burst inside of the sweet potato pie. So, you know, for this to sit in the refrigerator, really the longer it sits, the better it gets. So I'm going to allow this to sit for 2 days and I'll bake this off on Thanksgiving. So I'm going to take it from this container, put it in another covered container, sit it in my refrigerator, and leave it there until the day of when I'll pour it in the pans and then serve it. Okay, we'll move on to the next dish. Okay, now we're back on this side of the kitchen, and I just wanted to show you a couple of things. One, with the cornbread, I wanted to let you know that this is cornbread that I've had for about a month or so, and I've had like a couple of bags of this. I know that I'm moving into Thanksgiving, and this is what I will be making my dressing with, and it's better to make it with old cornbread as opposed to making it with new cornbread. Also, I normally make duck dressing because I use a duck in order to make the dressing because it's much richer, but for Thanksgiving I'm just going to use, because I have so many different types of meat, I'm just going to make regular dressing for Thanksgiving. I also wanted to show you this. This is something that Walmart sells, and it's called Rhodes dinner rolls, and this is what I will be using for Thanksgiving Day. A bag of it is about $3, but it makes the best rolls, and I know a couple of designs that we can put in the rolls, make it look just like homemade. So that's two things that I want to tell you about leading up to the holidays. Now, here I have a crown rib roast, and I don't know how many people are familiar with that, and the reason why it's called standing crown rib is because if you look at it, it's shaped like a crown, and what it is really a piece of pork, and when you cut it down, it looks like pork chops, and it's really quite tasty and very meaty. This is going to go on my Thanksgiving table, and what I'm going to do is to put stuffing in the center of this. Now, I'm going to have cornbread stuffing anyway. I may do an apple sage just to go inside of this. I don't know what I want to do yet, moving closer to the holiday. But because I will probably cook this off tomorrow because my oven will be so busy, I'm going to show you how to marinate this now. As you can see, this is already strung up, and I've already washed it and cleaned it, so that's not a problem. It's just leftover juices inside of there, and they've strung it already, so it will stay together. So I'm going to put this inside of a bowl, okay, And then I'm going to, well, just clean my hands up just a little bit. I'm going to take apple cider. And really, this is my favorite type of apple, Fuji, because they're so sweet. If you ever try this apple, I guarantee you that'll be the one that you'll eat. Those apples, Fuji apples, are just sweet every time you get them. I mean, there's never a mistake with that apple. You biting into it and not knowing what you get. So I'm going to take the top off of this, and I'm just going to fill this and leave it for 24 hours. I'm going to fill this to the max. I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap, and then I'm going to put it in my refrigerator. Now, if you notice, I didn't fill it to the bones. No need to do that. We're not going to eat the bones anyway. So I filled it to the end of the meat. I'm going to wrap a piece of saran wrap over it, sit it in my refrigerator for 24 hours, and tomorrow I'll show you how to marinate this and roast it off in the oven. I can save the rest of this cider and just make a great punch for my guests on Thanksgiving Day. So this is all we have for you tonight as we move forward with preparing Thanksgiving dinner. I want to thank you for watching Chris cook for you too, and stay with me. I guarantee you this meal is going to be fantastic. Bye.